Hello. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? And things have happened. Boy, have things happened. What a weird month August was. A weird month. But you grab adversity like a bull by the horns, and you have to deal with stuff. So you deal with stuff, and yeah, all I've been putting up really has been explanations about what's been going on. I'm not the only one who's had to deal with drama. I understand that. One of my favourite YouTubers has got a lot to deal with at the minute, shall we say, and bless him, get well soon. I'm just, for the need of putting something up, I'm just going to play a bit of ETS, just for a bit. As you see, we're on the i7 Debian machine, and we're playing a bit of Euro Truck Simulator. So let's do it, and I'll probably say stuff, and you might be able to hear me, and you might not, because I can never get the sound right, but we'll see how we go, eh? Let's see what we can do with this thing. Okay, so we've got a cargo market job in progress. I'm in my Renault Premium. I've got a big old fleet of premiums. Yeah, 290 Renault Premiums. As poor as it is, it's, I think, fair to say, my favourite truck in the game. Cannot stand the Magnum. No, I like the Premium. It's little, it's unassuming, and it's a good little workhorse. So let's see if we go by the driver. Gamma, where am I? Yeah, as you see, my Premium, I've done 179,228 miles, so it's been a workhorse. It's had a couple of, God, you just can't fiddling, can you? You have to put different paintworks on it and so on. But now they're all the same. They've all got the green livery with the creamy sort of stripe down it in memories of United Counties buses from the 70s and 80s. I am what I am. And let's get on with this job, eh? Let's do a little bit of driving and get on with things. So as you see, we're on our way up to Kalmar in Sweden. And I think we've just crossed from Rostock. We're in Gedser at the minute. And we've got aggregates bucket trailer on the back, which we own. Here we are, across the water, and pulled over, and ready to get on. I wish some traffic had spawned in. And it will, I'm sure. Hopefully the audio's alright. Hopefully you can hear the game, and you can hear me, and you can hear me over the game, even when I mumble, which I am prone to doing. So let's get going. Nothing coming up behind. Let's get on with it. So yeah, I'm putting up this trucking video just for the want of anything else to do. I'm starting to enjoy the LMMS rather more than I used to. It's less of a mystery to me than it was, although I'm still far from any good at it. But we'll see what I'll come up with, eh? Not been in the mood for writing poetry, as you will probably understand. If you... Ooh, I'm gonna knock that. If you're aware of what... No. Why am I putting my damn wipers on? Get off. been a while since I've done any trucking games. I've been playing a lot of Half-Life and Half-Life 2 mods recently, and Proteus, which is absolutely fantastic. But again, it's a first-person shooter, so probably not to a lot of people's taste, and quite honestly, I'm starting to feel my age now, and I'm starting to feel a bit silly playing games like that. So maybe I ought to be looking to play bloody chess or some crap. I don't know. Does the kid ever grow old? I think only the body does, doesn't it? So I'm doing these bloody things again. Back on vapes. 5 years off the ciggies. With all the stuff that I've had to deal with over the last month, I've needed a bit of a crutch, and rather than go back onto the cigarettes, I've got onto these just for the little bit, just for a while. I've also, over the past week, knocked the booze on the head. I'm not a beer drinker anymore. I was spending rather too much money on my monthly paycheck on going out and getting beered up, and then waking up with a thick head the next day and having a shit day, and then trying to deaden the effects of the shit day by going out and having a few more beers, and then waking up the following day with an even shitter head. So yeah, over the last also that was having a detrimental effect on my health. My blood pressure was high, my cholesterol was high, my uric acid levels were really high. So I had a load of bloods done and they told me that, so I should have been on Ramipril anyway. But I wasn't, because I went through that period where I had no income and therefore I couldn't afford the medication, so I took myself off it. Since seeing the doctor, having my blood tests done and blood pressure and all that, I might have to go back on the Ramipril, but it seems after a phone appointment that I had with my doctor yesterday, the only things they probably will want to put me on is something to help lower my cholesterol levels. I'm taking steps to sort of that side of things out, because if you think of the amount of sugar you're taking in, if you drink a lot of beer, it's a hell of a lot. Plus you're doing your damage to your kidney and things like that. So for the last week, instead of having what would have been maybe 4 pints a night, which is 28, that's an awful lot of alcohol measures. I've had over 8 days, I've had 2 shots of Jack Daniels. That's it, instead of 28 pints of strong ale. So I'm taking positive steps to sort myself out. The vapes will be going out the window just as soon as the thing with my dad's all final and finished and done, which isn't going to be too long now. I sorted out the death certificates, the body release, the information for the crematoria, basically all the funeral stuff. Sorted that out, and as far as his mortal remains are concerned, he's now on my bookshelf in a big plastic tub, which is a strange thing to say and a strange thing to get to grips with. So like all the knowledge that was in his head, he was a silly man. He was a very silly man. That's where I get my silliness from. but he was also an incredibly clever man. An absolute wealth of information, historical, zoological. His passions, he really, really lived. And it's just weird to think, when he passed, all that knowledge is just gone. All the stuff he'd learned in his life, just gone. Really peculiar. Now all that's left is basically a box of dust. That's a freaky concept to get your head around, especially when it's your dad, you know. But so yeah, he's going to be scattered. Hopefully this year, but more likely around about Easter next year. Somewhere really beautiful, somewhere really scenic that meant a lot to him. That will be one of the places that he did discuss with us kids while he was still alive and kicking. So yeah, it's been a weird old month. Not a month I'd like to go through again. We're in the process of now clearing out his flat so that somebody else can have it, returning the hospital equipment back to the suppliers. There's a special hospital bed and hoists because he didn't have the use of his legs. It's been weird. So yeah, I'm doing this, I'm taking this as the easy option. This is just something to do just so I can put a video up and keep in touch basically. I am also honestly, seriously looking around for YouTube alternatives. I've never been happy with the advertising, and it seems to me that YouTube are taking really strenuous steps now for stopping ad blockers from working. So now I've always been saying, like, if you want to watch my videos, I encourage you to use an ad blocker because I don't want you seeing any videos. I don't want you seeing any adverts. You don't click on my videos to watch adverts. And I don't make videos to have them covered in adverts. Now Jim's jumped ship recently for the very same reasons as me, but he's gone to somewhere where I will never, ever go. I'm afraid, Jim, and that's Rumble. And the reason I'll never go there is because it's so right-wing, it's unbelievable. I will never entertain Rumble. Now I believe, still have a Daily Motion account, which I might see about revitalising, and I do know that means you've got piss all audience. But the same applies to pretty much any other video site. YouTube is the de facto video site, but it's no longer, and I think you'll agree, it's no longer YouTube anymore, it's TheyTube. It's all geared about what they want rather than what we want, and that is their right and their privilege. It is their business after all, and they have to make revenue. But I don't want my videos covered in bloody adverts so they can make 10p. You know what I mean? Now it seems to be that you have to have a shitload of views before they even think about putting an advert on your non-monetized videos. Keep green, lovely. Yeah, you need to have thousands of views. Now I'm not going to get thousands of views, I'm lucky to get hundreds, especially with videos like this. But no, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, YouTube at the minute. It's not where I want to be. It's changed so much since I've been on here. It's not for hobbyists anymore, it's for money making, it's for people who want to earn an income from it, and that's not me, and I'm sure it's not most of you either. So I might see about breathing new life into my daily motion, because I don't mind about how many views I get, as long as I get some. And of course, the same with YouTube, those will increase over time, I suppose. There's also Vimeo, which is another option, and I think I might have an account there, I'm not sure. Right, we're green, we'll say that we are, the red's gone. But I think Vimeo might be better for me, I'm not sure. Because that's geared more towards the arts, so possibly poetry, doing graphics and things like that might be better suited to there. Although that does seem to be chocker full of real professional types, decent photographers, videographers, musicians. So I don't know, we'll see how we go. But like I say, it's getting increasingly silly for hobbyists on YouTube. It ain't the place to be that it used to be. They want you to get shed loads of views, so they get shed loads of cash from the adverts that they stick all over your work. I'm not a corporate-minded person. I'm not going to get rich of doing this sort of crap. I don't want to get rich from doing this sort of crap. I want to get rich from winning the lottery. So anyway, chew in the fat. Hopefully you can hear me. And if you can't, you won't be watching this. Whoa, that's what happens when you take your eyes off the road, isn't it? Okay. A long time ago I did a video starting just here. So I remember them water towers up on the left. And there was one where I did a great long run. And then I sped the video up about 10 times or something, so the whole run took about 5 minutes, and I put a bit of my music on, or a bit of YouTube audio library music on it, and it was quite cool. I quite like doing that. So another thing that happened last month, tail end of August, was me and the missus celebrated 24 years of being together. That's crazy. 24 years. That's almost, is it? Hang on a minute. I think that's about as long as my parents were married. Can you believe that? So yeah, that was a nice point to it. Oh yeah. So the fella, the YouTuber who has had a serious life hiccup, you know who I mean. Chances are if you're following me, you're following him as well. Previously prominent Linux YouTuber who's now mostly concentrating on gaming, and who I got the love of this stuff from. Got me into the trucking. He's still in Leicester Royal Infirmary at the minute, after suffering, shall we say, a shock to the system. And he's big on Chromebooks at the minute. Now, a couple of years ago, I would never have entertained the idea of a Chromebook, because it's Google. Not a fan of Google. But from using Android phones, you're kind of tied to Google one way or the other anyway. And the one thing I dislike hugely about Android phones is the stuff I want to do on them. It isn't easy to do because they haven't got a keyboard and they haven't got a big enough screen or a large enough screen to work on. So I went out and got myself a second-hand Chromebook. It's a Samsung, and I'll tell you what it was if I knew off by heart, but I don't. Needless to say, it is entry level, and that will allow me to basically do on a very portable laptop what I was trying to do on my Android phone. No, is that it? Right, I can get around here. So yeah, I thought I'd try it out. I got it second hand, and like EBs, I paid less than 100 for it. It's 4 years old, although it reliably tells me that it will keep getting updates till 2027, so that's a good 3.5 years, so by which time it will be dead if it even lasts that long. But you know, we'll see how we get on with that. I need to watch his videos and see what he has to say about it and put in start. Look at that, what's the point of pulling left when you've got to go left, right when you've got to go left anyway. Bloody arrows on the map. Yeah, so it's just a case of how do I get my apps on it, and apparently there's ways of getting the GIMP and Inkscape and running them on Chrome OS, so I'll keep an eye on that. Also, Total OS today loves his Chromebooks, so yeah, I'm giving it a go. This is what happens when I get a job. But I'm justifying buying the Chromebook because the money I spent on that is the money that I would have thrown away, or rather pissed up the wall, spending it on beer. So yeah, that's my beer money. It's gone on a Chromebook. And that way I'll have something that lasts a little bit longer than a hangover. So what do I see happening on this channel in the near future, if I stick around, which I probably will, but I will probably go somewhere else as well and see what the take-up is like there. Yeah, like I say, I'm getting to grips with LMMS a little bit better, using samples and so on, and the various effects. I'm still hopelessly inept and completely clueless about the mixer side of it, so I'm having to mix in the timeline and just get everything right there. But you know, the longer I spend on it, the more I learn and the better I'll get. So we'll see how we go. I'm also going to try a little harder with hydrogen and make my own beats, because the ones that I've got are either too contemporary, and I don't like them, or they're stuck in the 90s, and I'm not particularly fond of them either. So we'll try and get some like blues loops made up, maybe some folky loops, things like that. See how we go, because I would like my artificial music to sound a bit more traditional, and I believe that would have a bigger appeal among those who are watching my crap. I'm also going to do a lot more Inkscape stuff. I've got a dedicated like arm thing, you know, like you get your not camera booms, mic booms. I've got a thing like that, which is pretty damn sturdy. Currently it's holding this webcam, but that can be angled in such a way that it can point straight down onto my desktop, in which case I can then do more videos of drawing stuff from scratch, you know, real world drawing with pens and pencils, more organic. So there'll be some of that, as well as the stuff on screen with Inkscape and GIMP. Yeah, so illustrating, music, poetry, noise, words and images, folks. It's the name of the game, and it has been ever since I started this channel. Currently the only Linux I am using at the minute is the wonderful, and it is wonderful, Debian 12. It is the best Debian ever, without question. Without question. Especially now it's got like the non-free firmware. It's just brilliant. And you can tell it is by the way it's now racing up the DistroWatch charts. And I know that's not a metric for usage. That's just a metric for usage of people who visit DistroWatch, or interest in viewing the particular distribution's page on that website. Nevertheless, it is roaring up the chart, and I'm pleased to see that the awful elementary OS is plummeting down the chart as well. That is horrendously bad, that distro. Always has been. I thought it was going to be pretty nice when it first started out, when it was like, it was kind of like, oh geez, now what was that distro that was built off of, oh god, I think it was built on Fedora, but it used like LXDE. What was that? Anyway, I thought it was going to be like that, and it won't. And I don't mean Corora. Wow. I'd have to... Fuduntu? Was it Fuduntu or something? It might be. It had kind of like a four-petaled flower logo. And I used to really love that back in the day. I mean, that was around about 2012, I think. That was the thing. Fuduntu, I think it was. Anyway, I don't know. Lovely weather. Speaking of which, they reckon the UK is set to have about a week of really good weather. And that's the kind of an Indian summer. Or is it a bit early for an Indian summer? Anyway, we're going to have a week or so of good weather. And then it's into autumn. And then winter again. And boy, the summer's gone by so quick. So yeah, keep your eyes open, your ears open. Keep checking in. Not bothered about subs, but I would like some views if I can. If I can do stuff that interests you. If not, it don't matter. I'm doing stuff that interests me. And bear in mind, that it's all done on lovely Linux. I think we might be about there. It tells me to turn right for Kalmar. And yet the sat-nav's telling me to go left. Oh, that's the town centre, I guess, to the right. Here we go. So yeah, Euro Truck Simulator on the Debian. Well done. Can't see the traffic lights. On the Debian, playing vanilla, no mods whatsoever. Don't do mods. I believe in keeping a profile going, and this one's been going since about 2019. It's about 4 years old. Not chasing map completion, but I'm trying to cover as many roads as I can. When I take a job, I'll try and do one that's down a route that I've not been. I want to turn that grey yellow. Yeah, I'm not going to go for map completion, because to get map completion you have to pull into every single garage, go to every single destination or departure point. You have to go up every single drive, every little bus station. You just basically got to turn all the grey yellow, and you can't even do that by doing normal jobs. Where am I going? Not here. Here. This one here. Agro Nord. Oh yeah, still with the ice cream cone over there, aren't I? So, showing you that I'm playing with vanilla. Oh good, now I've got expert parking on, haven't I? Ooh, I'm going to regret that. Can I turn around in there? There you see, Chester's on the old dashboard. Of course he is. I haven't gone anywhere without Chester. Chester the nodding bulldog. Whoop. If I can, it's going to get a right old soak in that bloke. Right, Jack? Anything? No, not quite. Right, that's good. That's good. Didn't think I'd get around him there. Oh, alright, this should be a walk in the park. Get nice and straight. And back it up. I'm not going to twat anything to my left. I'm doing this. Slow and easy doing it. Get your tail in and follow it around. Not too bad. I'm going to pull forward again now. Cool. do me, Tommy. Let's have a look out, see how that looks like from the outside. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Managed to swing round in that bit and park my back end in. So that's not too bad. So, what is it? E to turn the engine off. And then enter to unload. Level 52, leg end. What's a leg end? I know what it is. I know what it is. So I'll save it here. And I'll sign off. I'd just like to say, get well soon, buddy. And everyone else who's made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.